Hello, everyone, and welcome to MT4Professional. Today, we're going to be talking about the need of a live market scanner. We're going to go through and demonstrate for you MT4 and then show you why we would need to have something like a scanner and some other professional features on the MT4 platform. And then I'll go through and demonstrate one for you. I'll give you some very special offer to get started today. But first, I want to make sure you understand and know that MT4Professional and Resilient Traders are not registered trading advisors, so we kind of give you specific advice, and we don't suggest or try to tell you any specific currencies or instruments to trade. We may hold positions in these ourselves, but that doesn't necessarily mean we are telling you to buy or sell against any of those. So any of the examples or webinars and information we give you is for educational purposes only. Make sure you understand and know that. My name is Randy Lindsay. I'm trade coach and operations director here. And Claudio Cardinal is the product development director and technology guru. All things techno go through Claudio. Today, I am going to go right into MT4, and I'm going to talk to you about MT4 platform and the need for a specific scanner and show you why there are a lot of features that are really lacking on MT4 that we want to try to improve. And so we're not changing the MT4 platform itself, but we are adding features through our software in order to make it a more professional platform. So I'll be going right into a live demonstration to do that for you. And after that, we'll be giving you a very special offer. So let me pull up my MT4 platform for you and show you what I've got going. Right now, you can see I have MT4 set up in standard mode. I've got 4 different charts set up. They're all H1 timeframes. Of course, I can always change the timeframes to be any timeframe by simply clicking on the timeframe feature and showing you the differences there. Here are the different indicators loaded. Did you notice that when I made my screen full size that each window remained the same size? So I have to go through and either resize each one of these windows, or because they're all the same size, I can just simply go under Window and click Tile these windows, and it'll automatically resize the windows to the default setting. If I hit F11, I go into full screen mode. I have to do the same thing again. I have to tile the windows. Say that I want to go back and see my navigator and some other things, so I'll hit F11 again to go back in. But notice that each of the windows are clipped. So every time I make any type of change whatsoever, I have to always be going back into my windows and retile them to fit whatever window that I'm going into. All right, well, say for example, then I have a workspace or a window that has, say, non-standard sizes. That has standard sizes. I thought that was not one. Let's see. There's one. See, I've got 2 different sizes here. So if I were to hit this window tile, it's going to make these both exact same size. And I don't want that. I want this window. Let me pull this over here like this so that they come in the right space. I want this window to be a different size. So I'll pull that back. And I want that one to be that size, and I want this one to be this size. Okay, well, so now, for example, if I were to go back in and hit F11, well, now I'm going to have to, I can't just go up here and hit window. I can't tile any of these things, because if I were to do anything separately, it's going to make them both the exact same size. So I have to physically drag them out and make them the same size. And then when I go back in and want to redo this, again, I've got to see the same thing, but now I don't have the bottoms of these to drag out. So you can see my problem. It's an issue with MT4 platform itself, and I gotta pull this back in. There. Now I can go back into that mode and come back into a size. So see that? That's just a kind of a pain. So there's some features that I need to change out. Also, how do you know which pair to trade? How do you know that this particular instrument, the pound, is the trade of the day, which today it absolutely was, but in the example, you have to go through different workspaces where you've got different instruments set up, or you need to have other instruments or indicators that are set up to show you that there are certain pairs like the pound here that are extremely strong, and there are other pairs like the US dollar or the Canadian dollar that are extremely weak. And so trading off of those specific pairs, you can see that and you can kind of trade based upon those settings. Okay, but if I had a scanner, boy, and it was out there working as hard as I do, maybe things would change a little bit, and I'd be able to see these types of setups a little bit earlier um, for my trade setups. So that's the example I wanted to show you. I want you to see. Notice the number of instruments that are over here. Now, if I wanted to search and scan for each one of those, you can see how long it's going to take. And the number of different time frames. If I wanted to look and start to look at multiple time frame analysis, I want to start looking at, okay, which ones of these are going to be on different time frames. So if I were to look at a 15-minute or a 30-minute or an hourly chart, then I need to be able to find out which one of those are going to be active. And so if I were to scan, not only do I need to scan for all of the different instruments, I also need to scan it on different time frames, because the 15-minute doesn't look like it's setting up, but the 30-minute and the hourly do. And if you look at a longer time frame, and let me go ahead and load this in because I have to change the symbol. I've got to drag and drop the symbol on each chart that I want to change it on. In order to look at these things, then I can look at the 15-minute to see the 15-minute when it goes into trend, breaks out of a congestion area. It comes into a trend at a different time than the 30-minute. Notice the 30-minute came in slightly differently. And if you were to look at the hourly chart, then you can see the hourly chart never really went out of trend. It continued to stay in trend. So if you see any of the other time frames, a multiple time frame an analyst would see this pullback in a longer term trend as an opportunity, so that when the trend goes back aligning to the longer term trend, in our case the hourly trend right here, then you know that you've got an opportunity that's going to be explosive and you can take advantage of that. So that's the idea behind it. You want a platform that gives you those abilities and the capability to see that. And that's what MT4 Professional does. Now, MT4 is the standard platform here, but when you launch and load MT4 Professional, it takes into account all of the instruments, all the different time frames, and it manages all the other issues that I was talking about seamlessly. So let me go ahead and launch MT4 Professional real quickly and show you how seamless it becomes. First thing you'll see when you launch MT4 Professional is a configuration panel. Now notice the background is empty and the scanner column setup is set up. So ideally, you just load the one that you're most interested in. It could load on a default, but we have it come up so that you can select which one, because a lot of people have a lot of different configurations. So let's pick one that's very easy to understand and to use. It's called EMA and price. You do one click and you load it in. You can see off the very bat that I have 3 different windows. One window is a 15-minute chart, 30-minute, and an hourly. And I have them set up so that they're 3 different sizes. Because I do most of my analysis and trading on the faster time frame chart, and these slower time frame charts help me to see where I am in the longer term trend and give me a view of whether I'm in line or not. So over here on the left-hand side, you can see there is a column of symbols. So if I wanted to change the symbol on any of these pairs, all I have to do is just click on it once, and it automatically changes for me the pair that's on all 3 of my charts. I don't no more dragging and dropping of symbols from my market watch. As a matter of fact, I can just go ahead and hide that, because now I've got all of my symbols one click and ready to go. Now, if I were to hit F11 like I did earlier, notice that the screen clears and automatically resizes all of my windows in the correct proportion on every chart. Isn't that nice? I don't have to worry about dragging and dropping. If I hit F11 again to get back, it automatically does it for me. Also, notice the crosshair. The crosshair is a feature of MT4Professional that enables you to do multiple time frame analysis. So by simply moving the crosshair on any of the charts, you can see both time and price are aligned on all charts to show you that where you are relative to the current time. If you were to use this on standard MT4, you would have to look down at your time and price bar by middle mouse clicking. I'll click that over here. Click on your middle mouse bar, and then you'll see the same pattern there. You can use this to set and look at the specific date and time and price. And you have to remember those, because when you go over to the other window and do the same thing, you'll have to set it up on the exact same date, time, and price to see where it actually aligned. Not with MT4Professional. With MT4Professional, one click and you're automatically aligned both time, price across all instruments. And so you go on the longer ones, it'll automatically scroll back for you and it'll give you very nice alignment criteria right there. And then one click locks it in place, and then you can move your mouse around to do whatever analysis you want to do. It's very, very sweet. So it takes out a lot of the guesswork and it helps you to focus on what you're best at, and that's the analysis and setting up of the trade and not messing with the platform. That's professional. The other nice thing about this is that this is a scanner. What it's doing is it's scanning through each one of these instruments, each one of these symbols, on each one of the different time frames to determine whether I have a trade set up or not. So what I'm going to do is show you exactly how it's doing it. You can see on my chart, I have an exponential moving average, and you can see I have price. As price interacts with that moving average, whether it crosses under it or if it crosses over it, the scanner is looking and recording it. And you can see here as it's updating, it's scanning through and going through and doing all the calculations live and showing you where current price is relative to that exponential moving average on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute, and on the hourly. So you can see across the board, the pound dollar, green, green, green. I'm bullish, bullish, and bullish. Now, how do I get it to say whether it's bullish or bearish across the board? Well, if I hit the select configuration, I go back to that setup. You see there are options down here, load and edit. If I click the edit button, then I can edit the setup that I want. If I go to the scanner, then I have a color rule. This is a rule set that defines what color to use on the scanner itself. So if I were to click this and edit it, I'll show you what that rule is. Now, each of these rules are pull-down menus, and so you can establish and set your own rules very simply and easily by using pull-down menus. So no programming is required. If you want to add a new indicator or a new value, just simply click the plus sign here. What I'm looking at is when price is greater than the 15-period exponential moving average. You can see that's available here on a pull down menu. Both of those values are, because those are the only two I'm doing. Comparing item A with comparing item B. I want to see price greater than. I want to see a cross over, just like I see over here. So whenever price went down and then right back up again, whenever that price crossed over and was greater than that EMA, I'm looking for that as a green condition. That's my bullish signal. Or if that price is less than the 15, in this case here, when it crosses down below it, I want to find out where the weakness is coming. I want to see this as a red condition, a sell potentially. If neither one of these conditions are met, i.e. it's not greater than or less than, that means it's probably exactly equal to, then it will turn yellow. It doesn't do that very often, but sometimes it does. That's the condition. That's my rules. That's the trade strategy that I'm looking for. I have this set up on a 15-minute time frame. Notice that I have another one here that's for a 30-minute time frame. And any of the time frames you have available on your platform are available here, so you can select whichever one that you like. And if you want more than just those three, then here's a big plus sign. You can add another time frame to your chart. So you can see I can have multiple time frames set up. So this is an hourly time frame. I'll use the same color rule I have defined on the other ones. Boom. And that quickly, you can see I now have 4 charts looking at different time frames. In that case, I'm going to make that H4 because I already have an H1 here. See how quick and easy it is to set up and configure for multiple time frame analysis? The importance of multiple time frame analysis is that it enables you to stay in line with the market, the overall trend of the market. It gives you a higher probability of a successful trade, and it helps to keep you correlated with the market. Those are advantages that most people don't understand when they're using multiple time frames to do that. Okay, I'm going to cancel all of that because I don't need that, and I'm not going to save it because I didn't do anything I wanted to update. But if you can see there are 2 different ways to edit. The left-hand side allows me to edit my symbol list or my scanner. The right-hand side enables me to edit and manage my charts. So notice I have a specific template that tells MT4Professional what my chart should look like. So I can load any template that I like. Simply hit the plus sign. It goes out and allows you to search through and load any template that you have already configured or set up. Once you load it, then it will automatically configure it for MT4Professional and add it to your chart. Now you can set up the windows to look exactly the way you like them. So you can see I set 15-minute as my larger window. The other 2 smaller windows are the 30 and hourly. And they represent themselves over here exactly the way I laid them out here. If I want to add another one to this with layout, simply click the Add Chart window. Now notice it said some charts are overlapping, so this one might be hiding underneath that one. So all I have to do is just tile the charts, and it automatically shows all 4 charts the exact same size on the window. If I want to add 2 more, okay, click tile. Now I have a 2x3 array. Notice it's arrayed by rows or in columns. So this I have 3 rows, 2 columns. Well, here I want it to be 2 rows. So now you can see I have it configured a little bit differently. Now I have 2 rows and 3 columns. So it can be set up any way that you like. If you don't like what you did, you can just simply hit the clear all button and set it up again. Okay, any way that you like. If you want to have this chart backwards this way or that way, then you can always move them around simply by selecting those and moving them. Okay. There it is. And of course, put them back into the regular time frames. Select the template. Of course, you can select any template that you want. That's the one that I had already preloaded. And you're right back to where you started from. I'm not going to save it. I'll just cancel out and close. See how easy that is? Are there any specific questions so far? I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use a professional platform where the features help you to focus on your trading and not on having to worry about whether you made a mistake and it saved it and backed it up. Now, if you want to do a full-size view of this, just simply double-click on the tab and it goes automatically into full screen mode and allows you to do regular analysis the way you normally would. Double-clicking again pulls it back into the standard mode. Any configurations you have loaded, you can always pull them back up in again. So let me go into another one where I've got some MACDs loaded here. Now you can see I've got the same EMA, but I loaded a MACD on with it. And so instead of doing just regular analysis on the charts, I'm looking at this exponential coupling it with a potential MACD signal as well. And so the rule set got a little more complicated. So let's go and take a real quick look at that. Notice I say a strong signal. That's what I call it. You can give it any name that you like. So let's edit that strong signal and see what this strong signal, so you can see I can just change this name to anything I like, condition is. So a condition which causes the cell to turn red is a MACD 1226.9 based on a close. This is the signal line. Okay, the signal line has to be greater than the MACD baseline. The baseline is the histogram that you see here. That's the standard baseline. The red line that you see is the signal line. So when you see the signal line crossing the baseline, that's a condition I want to be made known of. Whenever that signal line is greater than the MACD, that's bearish. Also, I want to see when the close of price is less than the MA15. So not only do I want to see this cross right here, but I want to see this cross right here. I want to see that the close is less than the EMA15 and that the crossover is below. Now this condition is what's needed in order to turn it red. It's not just one or the other, it's both, so it's and. Now that'll be a bearish condition. The or says, okay, if none of those are satisfied, then it's going to test for the bullish condition. A bullish condition is that if that same signal, in this case, is less than the MACD. So in this case, when you've got a breakout and the signal in this case is less than this MACD baseline. So this is the cross we're looking for when the signal line is less than the baseline. And the close is less than the MA15. Okay. I mean greater than. I said less than, I'm sorry. And the close is greater than. So is at this point right here that I have a close greater than, and you can see down below on the MACD that the baseline is greater than that. So that will give me a valid condition for an entry point right there. Okay. What was that condition? 77 pips right there, just looking at that setup and the conditions for that trade. It gave you a lot safer entry. This gave you a heads up that it was turning in your favor. This confirmed it by a breakout above the EMA, and it gave you a potential trade setup. Okay, so let me pull this back down then and see. I see a few questions have come across, so let me make sure and answer some of those. What does M15 mean and M30? Those are the time frames. Yeah, the 15-minute and 30-minute time frames. How many markets can it scan at a time, and can it scan more than? Well, the stocks, if you have access to stocks on MT4, then it'll scan whatever you have listed on your symbol list. We don't limit you at all, and there's no limit to the number of instruments that you can load. If I were to edit this configuration and set that up, you can see the list over here on the left shows you the symbols that you can load. Any symbol that you have access to on MT4 will show up in this list right here. I only have access to Forex because I'm trading in the United States, and the brokers I have access to only give me access to Forex. But if you're trading these on other brokerage platforms, then absolutely, if you have stock access to them or any type of commodity, then absolutely you can load any of those. If the broker allows you to load it, yes, but it has to go through your broker. There are only certain brokers that allow you to load stocks on MT4. All right, so you can see that that was multiple conditions using multiple time frames for consideration to see whether you're looking on a time frame. So you can see over on the left, and if I'm scanning through these, that the pound dollar is currently in a neutral state. The dollar Canadian is set up in a double buy. The dollar yen is set up, it's bullish 15, but it's neutral on the 30. So this could be a potential trade setup. Likewise, the euro pound, it's neutral on a longer term sell. That could be setting back up again for a potential setup. So these are all ideas presented to you based upon your rules, and you can define these rules based on any criteria that you provide. You can use standard indicators or you can use custom indicators. You're not limited. You're not limited with any broker either. You can use any of the brokerages that are supplied. I just happen to be demonstrating on an OENDA platform, but you can use any platform that presents MT4 or MT5 platform. Either any of those would be just fine for MT4 or MT5. Dollar Canadian. Yep, you can see here that this is a bullish, 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 bullish. Let's look at the euro pound. You can see that this is bearish, but this is bullish. So that makes it yellow. Here you can see this is bearish and that's bearish. So you can see that that's red. So you can see the setup is that the shorter time frame is looking like it's trying to get bullish, but it hasn't given you the criteria. The MACD gave you an early bullish signal, but the longer term trend based upon the 15 period EMA is showing you that it's basically a resistance band. And the longer term trend you can clearly see from the 30-minute is down. So it's telling you that this is a better setup for a return to a short than it is for a potential breakout for a long. That's the nice thing about multiple time frame analysis. You got the same thing with the Euro Swiss. And you can see down here, all of the pound pairs are showing that potential weakness going back in the direction of a strength trend, or if you start to see this go to weakness and this start to switch over to red, that shows you that there's a potential reversal coming in. So all of that criteria is made available to you and very easy to see across any of the instruments by using the MT4 Professional Scanner on all of your charts. And so we make everything very easy and customizable for you to do. Nope, you do not have to customize it. You can. Let me show you. So if I were to select a specific configuration like this particular one, if I edit it, the MACD can be configured to be set up in certain ways. So if I were to look at that MACD, you can see that it's configured as a 12.26.9 closing price, and it's a baseline indicator. If I wanted to change any of these parameters, all I have to do is just click the edit button, and I have direct access to all of the parameters of that indicator. I can change the fast and slow periods, the signal period, whether it's on close of price, whether it's the baseline or the signal line. I can even change whether it's the current bar or any previous time frame bar by changing the shift. So yeah, you can change that without any problem at all. And the time frames are very simple. If you notice here on the scanner configuration that this is set up for the 15-minute, well, this one's set up for the 30-minute. And like I showed earlier, one click and you can have it set up to run on the hourly chart as well. What color rule should I use? Well, it's the strong signal color rule, the same one there. Now I've got it set up on 3 different scans, 3 different time frames. Very easy. Very easy. So if you're using custom indicators, or indicators you've developed yourself or that you've purchased from a third party, that's no problem at all. However, it's a little bit different than using standard MT4 indicators. Notice on your navigator that you have a list of all of the indicators that come up, and all the standard indicators are listed under these columns: trend, oscillators, and so forth. And so you can see the location of all the different indicators that come with MT4. But say that you've purchased or created a bunch of your own that you want to have access to as well. Okay, so if I were to pull up, say, a template of something that maybe you're interested in, then there's a suite of indicators that I've developed. So you can look at the output of this and see whether this is something that you can use as a scan criteria or not. Okay, so did I miss a question? Oh, oh, I see. The zigzag noble or royal indicators are redrawing indicators. These things will paint on your screen, and then if the price changes, they automatically repaint on your screen. So it's a very difficult indicator uh, to use and get meaningful signals from. So if you were using it on your charts, it's a challenge to get it and to use it. Now it looks pretty in hindsight, just like most things. If you're an Elliott wave guy, you're going to see that most of the charts are beautiful if you're looking backwards. But looking at it like right now, it'll give you a signal. If you try to trade on that signal 5 minutes later, it's going to move, and you won't see the signal that you had gotten previously because it changes. So that's a challenge, and the setup. I think I have one that's over here on a different profile where it's using that. Yeah, see, I've got it set up on the chart here where you can see these signals are giving you places where it identifies that, but this is only after a certain period of time and it's locked into place. So you can see that a sell signal has come in, but if this high right here goes higher than the previous high, this arrow will move to this location right here, and it no longer will be a valid signal. So yeah, you can get the scanner to tell you whenever this condition occurs, and it will. But then as soon as it moves, it's going to give you another signal. So it repaints itself. So it will scan for that. So if you look at the output window, the data window, and you look at the location of this, then you can see that that zigzag value, okay, the location of that zigzag value on the chart here, okay, notice that it paints right there, 1.3992. Whenever the flag occurs, that value will paint on your screen. And whenever if it's not on that signal, then you can see it's 0. So if you're constantly searching for value 2 on your zigzag indicator, it will give you that output. Okay, you see that? So that's for a short signal. And if you were to look over here on this chart here, for a long signal, notice that the first value pops up. Right there, see it? 1.3715. So the zigzag first value, anyway, it's very elusive. There it is. You look for this value right here. That's for a bull signal. The second one is your bear signal. But As soon as you get a new lower low, that's gonna go away and you'll get a new signal. So all you're doing is you're testing to see whether that's greater than or less than 0. That's all. So let's go back to MT4Professional. Okay, you can set it up to look at that any way that you like. Now you can see there are quite a few different setups that are available here. A very popular one is the Alligator. This is using multiple moving average crosses, and you can see I have it set up on 4 different time frames. So it's the sky's the limit as to whether you are using complex setups and indications or simple. It's all, the ballpark is in your court, whether you want to use that or not. I don't have Unirenko charts because MT4 doesn't support Renko bars. Or tick charts for that matter, time-based only. If you've got MT4Professional on a chart, all you have to do is just simply go to a different profile. I was just showing that. So if you're already on MT4Professionals as a profile, then just simply go to a different profile and it will automatically be right back into standard MT4. But if you want to use all of the features, you can see the integration is not there. I have to go back and drag and drop to each of the charts and use it in that way. You only have those features within the MT4Professional profile environment. Once you're set up in that way, then you can load and run it any way that you like. All right, so very quickly, since you guys have been so attentive and asking me some questions, let me go back to my presentation and make you a very special offer to see if you want to get started with MT4Professional yourselves. I've already shown you the capabilities of using multiple time frame analysis. I've shown you what a scanner is and how it works. I've shown you that the complexity has gone through many iterations. So today, I'll give you full access to the complete MT4Professional system. That's the entire system without any changes. There's nothing dumbed down. You get full access to the entire system. The full feature MT4 or MT5 MT4Professional. You get access to our exclusive Skype community room. You get unlimited configurations and storage on the cloud because everything is backed up on the cloud. You get access to all the pre-configured presets and the live real-time scanner that you can use on your mobile device anywhere or anytime. Of course, you're not going to be paying $22.95. You won't be paying $194 a month, which is the normal limited time price. What you're going to be paying today would be $97 a month. And this will be locked in, so you don't have to worry about it going back up to the normal price. You'll lock in a $97 a month for the lifetime of your subscription with MT4Professional. You get a 14-day free trial, and you have access to us for any type of questions anytime during that time. So the link to get started is mt4professional.com/trial. Once you start your trial, you get 14 days free. You can cancel anytime during that trial, and you can still finish out the complete 14 days, but make sure that you cancel before it's over. And then at the end of the 14 days, your card will be charged $97 automatically for your convenience, so that at the end of that trial, it'll continue on without any interruptions. or any change of price. If you cancel and then try to come back in again, then you'll only find the $194 per month price after that. So yeah, there are some questions about the trigger and the alerts. So let me show you that really quickly. Let me go back down into this mode so you can see that. So if you were to go into your configuration, click the edit button, go over to your scanner. You can see that there is real-time notification check mark here. So anytime any of the cells change color or any of the conditions trigger a rule, then if this is checked, it will automatically send you a notification through MT4 and MT4's alert system. Now, if you also want to receive SMS messages, then you can click this to verify your phone number within MT4's members area. And speaking of the members area, let me go over there real quick. If you log into MT4 Professional's membership site, this is the front page that you'll see with the onboarding steps to walk you through each step of the way. But it gives you direct access to download MT4 Professional software for MT4 or for MT5 directly, the most current version. And while you're using it, if any updates come out, then over here under this little alerts column is a notification to let you know of any of your scan alerts or of any updates to the software if they're available for you. So let me click on the real-time scanner area of a membership site and show you this. The real-time scanner is a tool that, see, this is my browser, so it can be loaded on any mobile device, any of your mobile phones or your um, any mobile device that you want to carry with you, laptops or whatnot. So you can select any of these setups. So let me pull this over here real quick and get this out of the way so that you can see the scanner. So notice that the scanner is set up as a simple Alligator on my platform here. So this is my platform on my computer, my PC. This is on my mobile device. So let's select the account that I have currently running and notice that it gives me the exact setting that I have on my chart. So as this scans, it automatically shows you in real time what the charts look like. Now I'm going to show you that it is interactive. I'm currently on the Euro US dollar on my charts. I'm going to click on the pound dollar here on my mobile device. Notice that it changed to pound dollar on my platform. Okay. And also notice it took a screenshot of where the charts are right now. So I get a live screenshot of the current configuration and setup right here, right on my charts. So if I have to step out, if I have to go to lunch, I have to go check the mail or something, then it goes with you. You don't have to worry about being left behind or missing a trade because you're always going to get your signal. You're always going to get these alert messages and you will be able to see what your platform is trying to tell you, where the setup and where the trade is going on right now, right then. Okay, really nice feature. Any snapshot that you happen to take is also available in the cloud. Now this platform is driven by the cloud, and so you can take it with you and it's always going to be updated. So any snapshots that you have saved will automatically be saved and loaded within the setups. So you can share it with the link that we provide you. You can make it public or private. This is a private setup. But say that I want to see all of my pub breakouts. So this is a tag I can give to them. And these are all of my breakout setups that I have captured as a part of the snapshots, and I've made those either public or private as well. So these are made public. So if they're made public, then there is a share link and the ability to share them on any of your social devices. These snapshots can be taken very quickly and easily within MT4 just by going over to the little snapshot icon to take a picture. It stores it in the cloud and it gives you full access via links to share that on any social media that you like. Okay. Last but not least, if you notice from the homepage, there is a Help and Documentation Center area. If you click on Visit Now, then that will automatically take you into the, the Solutions area of our knowledge base. So if you click on the Solutions link, it'll automatically show you where to get started. Any community help, any software configuration examples, step-by-step guidelines on how to go through any of the presets, and the ability to use them all online and available 24/7. And of course, you can always go on our main website to the blog to follow any weekly updates that we put out and any updates to software and how to use MT4. It's chock-load of all kinds of really good information put out by our technology guru, Claudio, and he keeps this updated for you all the time. So whenever you're trading or looking at the charts, then this is what you're specifically trying to learn. MT4Professional is there to help you. So take advantage of the offer that we've given for you today. You get all of this and more. Plus, we have these live weekly sessions every 2 weeks, actually, to help you to get going on MT4. So if you need any help along the way, then just contact us at support@mt4professional.com. And we will get back to you within 24 hours with either an answer or with a reply to let you know that we're working on an answer for your particular issue. Are there any questions? Do we have a training course? Not structured right now. It's just purely questions and answers. We do have a Skype training room where you have access to other MT4 professional trainers. Also, you can contact us through the question support here if you have a specific question for that also. But we don't have any specific courses other than what I showed you on the members area. You can see that there are a lot of different topics in our blog that are free that show you how to use the platform in different ways. And if you go into the solutions area of our membership portal, then you can see that a lot of the different configurations are already here and they show you how to set these things up. So walking through each of these is a training course in and of itself, and it's all free. And if you need a little bit more one-to-one training, then we do have one-to-one coaching and onboarding available to help you get going and to get you started with that MT4 professional. So we take the time to make sure that you are on board and not just floundering around out there. All right. All right. Awesome, Aaron. We'll see you on the other side as well. Are there other questions? So there was a couple of people on that. RSI, like this one shows the output. I believe it does. No, it's just a simple RSI. So you can see here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different time frames looking for relative strength on a 14 period, starting from 15 minutes, and it's scanning through to show you which one is strong or weak. And most of the time, you're going to get a yellow area because it's in between a strong or a weak spot. But the pound you can see is strong on 30-minute. So you notice the time frame. 15-minute, not strong. 30-minute, strong. Hourly, strong. Okay, the 4-hour, once this bar closes, will go strong because the previous bar wasn't. And this one is neutral. So that's a good test. There is a way to output the value. Let's see here, indicator value, there it is. This MT4Professional allows you to output on the scan itself the actual value of your output. So if you want to actually see what the value of your indicator is telling you, then you can see what the value is and whether it's less than the criteria that you set or greater than the criteria that you set. So if it's greater than a 70, you're looking for a sell setup. If it's less than 25, you want to be looked at as a buy setup. And if it's anywhere in between, you can see that it is neutral. So it can be set up and used any specific way that you like, just based on your own criteria. You don't have to follow our rules. When you get started, you can see that there are a lot of presets that are included. These are all included when you start your subscription with MT4Professional. All of these that you see on the screen are examples that we provide for you that are already set up and ready to go. I would say that the EMA and price and the probably the MACD and signal are the two most popular. Those are pretty much strategies out of the box, but you can use any of these strategies to help you to look at doing these types of analysis. A simple cross, you're looking at a slow versus a fast moving average cross. So those are always very popular. And if you have any configurations that you've made, you can share them. So the inbox is an area that pops up that allows you to share your configurations with other users on MT4 Professional. It's just a simple click. So if I were to select one of these configurations and click edit, then you can see there's a little icon in the bottom right corner that allows me to share this with any other MT4Professional user on the network. One click, I can pull up a list of any person's name, and then the list of all the people in the system will allow me to select just the person that I want to send to and share it with them. One button, one click, boom. They have exactly what I have on their computers. Isn't that sweet or what? So are there any more questions? We've got about 7 more minutes. Any specific example you'd like for me to go through, I'll be more than glad to attempt it or try it if I understand it properly. My Hawkeye volume configuration. Okay, let me pull that up. Right here, I've got a 51530 volume setup. Let me load that to show you what it looks like. I've got Hawkeye volume, which is loaded on volume and on the price bar itself, so they're colored the same as volume. It includes the pivot and the wide bar setup. So this will be the template that is being used. And then the scan conditions are looking specifically at whether volume is red, neutral, or green. So selling pressure, buying pressure, or neutral. So I'll edit, select share, type in your name. Looks like we got a couple here. Let me see. Which one? We got 2 of them there. 3044. All right, I just shared it with you, so you have what I have. So now when you go up under this list to look for configurations, scroll down to the bottom of this configuration list to the inbox, and then you will see the Hawkeye volume from Randy Lindsay listed there. You won't be able to edit it right away, but if you click on create your custom configuration, scroll down to the inbox, select the value, the one that you want, select yes, and then it will create for you a custom setup with that same name. And all you have to do is just change the name at the top and save it, and then you will have your own custom configuration, and you can make any changes to it that you want. We just don't allow you to make any changes to any of the presets because that's what they're there for. They're there as a template, basically a guideline, so that there's no way you can mess it up and it's always going to be correct. Is it possible to request help from members through Skype without being in a group? Well, sure. You can always direct message them and ask for help that way. That would be fine. You're very welcome. We want to help you any way that we can. So if there's a way we can help, we'll try to do it. As far as custom configurations are concerned, you can see that the scanner can be set up to go in multiple time frame and multiple columns, multiple colors. See, so notice that each of these setups and configurations can be done using multiple time frame analysis. Let me load this one in. I think that's a little more complicated. Yeah, there we go. So if you look at the configuration, then you can see I've got multiple signals going on in each one of these boxes. So if you look at the setup and edit it, over on the right, you can see I have 2 charts that are set up with one template, and then the other 4 charts are set up with 3 different templates. So I've got one template here, I've got the second template on this one, and this one I've got a third separate template loaded. So you can see I can set it up to be as complex or simple as I want. And looking at the scanner, you can see that I have multiple scan criteria loaded within each section. So now it's displaying my trend signal, my heat map signal, and my volume signal all at the same time. Now notice over on some of my other time frames that I can have them set to turn on or to turn off. So for example, on the 5-minute, I'm looking at all of them. On the 15-minute, I don't want to look at my trend. All I want to look at is just the heat map and the volume. So I'm going to turn my trend off. Okay, and now on my 30-minute, I also do not want to look at trend. I do not want to look at heat map. All I want to look at is volume. So that way I've got a setup that's looking at multiple time frames in a sequential manner that puts me in front of the correct trade at the right time. So if I click OK, select Save, and then reload, now my scanner output will be showing me 3 signals on my 5-minute, 2 signals on my 15-minute, and only 1 signal on my 30-minute. Because my 5-minute, I want to look at all 3, the trend, the heat map, which is our momentum indicator, and the volume. Whenever they align, that gets me in. But I want to see that alignment occur on the 15-minute, and I also want to see that occur on the 30-minute as well. If all 3 align, and get me set up, then that is the criteria for taking the trade. All this is all green. If that's all green, that's all green, then I'm long. If any of them are not green, then I'm not going to take the trade. Same thing with the second time frame. They all have to be green. If any of them are white or red, then I can't take the trade. So once they all fire the same color, boom, that's a great setup. So that's the idea behind it. You can set the rules to be any criteria that you want based upon whatever indicators you're using. You're not limited in any way. And we make it simple and easy for you to use. Okay. There you go. It's shared. You're welcome, Philip. Appreciate it. You're so welcome. All right. If you do have any other questions or comments, then make sure and take advantage of our trial offer and get started with your own copy of MT4 Professional today. You can contact us at support@mt4professional.com, or you can always go to our website and contact us there simply by clicking on the membership portal, clicking on tickets, or just going to our main membership site. On the bottom of any page, then you'll see there's a contact us link to get a hold of us at support@mt4professional.com. All right, and of course, we would appreciate if you refer anybody to us. Then you get absolute credit for any referrals that you send our way, and with our thanks and appreciation, and a little bit of a remuneration at the same time. So thank you very much for your time and attention. You guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again at the same time in 2 weeks. Bye for now.